So now, Primary Sevens, I would like you to open up the Waggle, or What a Good One Looks Like, example that has been set for your challenge level. And I would like you to read over it carefully. You might want to choose some different colours of felt pen, because what we are looking for is we're looking for you to find the examples of some of those features which are particularly important in our writing this week in the text that has been sent to you. So we're looking for descriptions about when the story and where the story is taking place. We're looking for descriptions about characters and how they're acting or feeling in the situation. We're looking for examples of personification. We're looking for examples of verbs, adverbs, adjectives, similes, metaphors, and dialogue. So spend some time reading over the Waggle that's been sent to you and see if you can spot all of those key features that we're also going to be looking for in your success criteria as well. So in a nutshell, the imaginative writing that you are doing today should show, don't tell, where and who is in your story. So you should have your character and your setting from the previous 2 weeks of writing. If you don't, then you need to write at least a paragraph on your character and your setting. If you have got that, great. Jump to step 2. So you are now show, don't telling, what has gone wrong for your character and how that has been resolved. So you're telling us all about the problem in your story and how that has been resolved, including, for some of us, what the character has learned from that experience. We are all of us looking to use some genre elements. So for example, some of us, we are looking for adjectives, verbs, dialogue, adverbs, similes, metaphors, personification to add description and detail throughout our story. So you are working really hard at that, Primary 7, and we're looking forward to seeing the results of that in your writing piece this week. So now I need you to open up your planning sheet, Primary 7s, and I'm going to spend the next 3 or 4 slides going over each planning sheet individually so you can get an idea of what sort of information you could be putting on that to help you be successful in your writing. I'm going to start off with the first planning sheet, and you can see here that we have broken down our story plan into 6 different elements. And in particular, we are looking at the characters. Now, we have given you a little reminder that your character should already be described because that was writing task on week beginning the 1st of February. Your setting should also have been described because that was your writing task on the 8th of February. To start your story today, you will need to tell us a couple of sentences about your character and your setting. We're also reminding you down the side here about those 5 senses. What can you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell? Then we need to think about the event or the problem in our story, and the 2 examples that I have written on my plan is either a pet goes missing or that my character loses something that is important. Remember, you can look at the Google Jamboard to get some ideas from your friends in Primary 7 if you're a little bit stuck with that bit. Then we need to fix the problem. So I have clearly here decided to go with my character has lost something that is important, and so to resolve that, they need to ask for help to search for the missing object. So my solution part is going to be about how they ask for help and who they ask for help and where they look for that object. And then to finish off my story, I'm going to say and tell that the object has been found. Okay, so this is a planning sheet, example 1. For those of us working on the mild options, this is your planning sheet. Again, you will see my little reminder that if you've already completed the task, from the character and the setting part on the last 2 weeks of our writing, then we are only looking for you to write a paragraph where you describe your character and your setting together. That will bring us into the next part of your story, which is the problem. So, in this example, I have said that my character has found a mysterious object. So then I'm going to look at, what is the object? Is it a key? Is it an egg? Or is it a cloak? What does the object do? So I have suggested that my character has found a cloak and that it makes them invisible. So then, for my solution, my character has grown too tall to use the invisibility cloak anymore. So they have gifted it to a younger child to have lots of adventures with. So that is a very brief plan for my story, and it clearly tells us what the problem is and what the solution is. And we've also got the reminder about showing, not telling, and using the 5 senses to describe what happens in my story. Here's an example of a planner for those of us working at medium. So again, we should already have completed our character and our setting description from the last 2 weeks worth of writing. Our problem is that we've got extreme weather. There's a snowstorm or a blizzard. My character has been cut off, their road is closed, they can't get out of their house, and it's very boring. Something which I'm sure you're all very familiar with right now because of home learning and being stuck at home because of coronavirus restrictions. Your problem is solved because your family are actually quite safe. They learn to play board games, they have family movie night together, and the people from the houses nearby all work together to help clear the road. And then our ending is that the family agree to spend more time together, and the neighbours realise that they all have actually lots of skills that when they work together, they can help each other out. And perhaps there is a party or a gathering of some description to celebrate all their success. And for those of us working at spicy level, here is an example on the slide of your planning sheet. Remember, you should have already described your character and your setting in the last 2 weeks of writing. So to start your story, again, we're just looking for you to do a paragraph where you pull your character and setting together and set up the rest of the story. So remember to show, not tell, and use your 5 senses. It's a good opportunity in this introduction to think about including the metaphors and similes and your personification. The build-up could be your dialogue, so where you introduce your speech. And in this example, my plan is for my character to have overheard a conversation that causes them confusion or mystery. The problem is that they've told someone, so they've told their friends or their family, and they're looking for advice, and the advice they've been got is to go snooping or spying, which, as we know, sometimes doesn't end up in the best situation. They've got caught, they need to find out the truth, and then the ending is that they actually only heard part of a conversation and they have learned how important it is to ask questions and not just assume things and go snooping. So once your plan is done, remember to go and get a brain break. So take a quick cup of tea and then go for it with your extended writing piece. You should be aiming to write for 45 minutes to 1 hour. And remember, if you've already done that fantastic work on your character and your setting, you are pretty much good to go. So you just need to introduce a little paragraph which brings your character and setting together and leads you on to your story problem. For those of us who didn't manage the character and the setting part in the last 2 weeks, you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to write a little bit more about your character and your setting before you take us into the problem. So we've also included a VCOT pyramid mat to help you with your writing, and remember, we are looking for you to up level your writing as well. And on behalf of all the teachers in Primary 7, we are super excited to read your completed imaginative pieces today, Primary 7. You have worked so hard on them and it's been really encouraging to see your progress. So we can't wait to read them. Remember, we're online, so if you've got any questions or queries, pop a message up and we will do our best to respond and help you as best we can. Good luck!